Good day, everyone, and welcome to this week's International Women's Month Special LinkedIn Live series on 3,600 seconds with industry leaders. As we know, we are still in the month of celebrating women, women who are not just succeeding professionally, but are also transforming lives and communities through service. Well, the International Women's Day here still remains give to gain, as we all know. And this theme sensitizes in us the powerful idea that when we use our knowledge, influence, and resources to uplift others, we ultimately create greater value and impact for our society, especially as women to women for women. Today, we are honored to host an inspiring professional, a very inspiring one at that, who embodies this philosophy behind the theme of this year's International Women's Day and by extension Women's Month. This guest that we are hosting today has come to sit with us out of a very tedious personal schedule so we can be filled in on the reality of rural healthcare in Africa, which many of us may not have even been seeing. She is a first class trained pharmacist. Plug that. A first class trained pharmacist, a humanitarian health advocate, and the founder of Rural Health Access and Awareness Projects. One and all, please join me in welcoming Cynthia Obi to this week's live. Cynthia, it's wonderful having you with us. We are very happy that you're here with us today.
Same here. Thank you very much, Chance, for this opportunity. Hi, every other person. Hope you are doing good this evening.
For sure. I hope so. I hope everyone is doing good too. Okay, so today Cynthia is going to share some vital information with us. A journey through humanitarianism, a journey through a profession. Okay, I know many of you out there, when you hear the word pharmacist, what goes to your mind is all those patent medicine shops. You go to buy paracetamol and flagyl. But the profession, the pharmaceutical profession goes beyond that. Okay, is way above that. Without the profession, medical sciences in general will not even stand. So sit in, listen carefully, because what we're discussing today is very crucial. I know you may have questions along the way, but in case we don't entertain your questions, maybe owing to internet disruption and the rest, please bear with us. But we'll try to see how we can infuse your questions in the course of today's life. But in the meantime, just watch, listen, learn, because today is for your learning pleasure. As an African, we know what is going on in our different rural areas, especially when it comes to healthcare. Aha. So let's get started. Cynthia, we want to start with your
Okay.
story. We want to start with your story. Um, for okay, to begin with, we are curious. What really inspired your journey into the pharmacy field, as well as healthcare in general?
Okay. Thank you very much. Right from the onset, I have always known that I am someone that loves to care for people. I love to see people happy. I love to where people around me are okay. So I
Yeah.
went through secondary school knowing that I wanted to be a pharmacist. Of course, there were hurdles, and I finally got to where I wanted to be, right? So the journey is so good so far, yeah. And I think I'm doing what I have always loved to do. And it makes me happy knowing that I'm helping people to get better. Just that fact alone makes me happy. So it's very what I love to do. I have to for it. So It's not been easy, but so far, thank God.
Yes, I thank God for you too. And the sweetest part is that you went, you saw, you conquered, and came out with a first class honor degree. First class. First class. You know
Yeah,
what it means
I
for
just
one to
thank
be
God.
the 001 of any field of study. I know I mentioned that in the introduction, and some of our viewers may be wondering, like, what's a remarkable achievement? Of course, it is a remarkable achievement. Women are remarkable, So I'd like to know, please, Cynthia, what experiences shaped your passion for community health and service, despite being a first class graduate? Because normally, are meant to go to somewhere, maybe work in a big pharma or open a big pharmacy of your own and be making millions, because I will always be illnesses. I will need more medicines. But you chose to toe the path of community health service. What experiences actually shaped you?
Okay, like I said earlier, I love to care for people. Now, pharmacy is very broad. Can you hear me? The network is going bad. Pharmacy is very broad. It is not just it doesn't just follow one path. Everybody must not go through a particular path. It doesn't mean you cannot go through that path, right? So you can be anything. Pharmacists can be anything they want to be because the profession is very vast. It's not just about the popular reality or the popular notion that most people have about the profession. It's not just about dispensing medication. There are so many aspects to pharmacy, not just about working in hospitals, not just about working in industries, production or manufacturing industries. There are so many other things attached to the profession, right? So I think because of where my passion lies, that's why I follow through that route. And currently, I work in a rural environment, right, in a rural area. I did not just choose to be here, but due to some circumstances, like I am here, so I have to make do with what I have, doing what I love to do. So yeah, it has not been easy, but so far, we thank God. And here, can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, although it was
Okay.
broken.
Okay. So yeah, so coming to this environment, I
So, the line was breaking. Yes, I hear you.
should I go on? Can I go on?
Oh, wow. Please, you can go ahead. You can go on, please. Go on. I think
Okay.
it's able now. You
So
can
come
go on. Sorry for the
okay. So
internet
coming to
issues,
this
please.
area, rural setting, which not you, it's fine. So this region, which is like a rural part of Nigeria, I was faced with, or I saw firsthand some of this reality that we usually don't talk about in the medias or what we are not. We might hear about our areas like us lack of infrastructure, doctors, and all that. These are what we already know, but there are some hidden realities that we don't actually know. So these are what I saw and propelled to start up this project here in this environment, focusing more on the rural area.
Oh,
So this community is actually like the first community benefiting from this project. However, we hope to expand to other places or reach out to other rural areas that will be in need of such projects in the nearest future. I think the network is bad.
okay. Oh, sorry, we really have internet glitches. Can you hear?
Yeah, I
You
can.
can hear me, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so it appears that I lost connection. I
Okay.
lost the connection. Yes, to the life. It's something that I often experience. So I even believe that our audience should be used to this by now. They should be used to this by now. We are in Africa. Don't worry. When we finally launch our satellite, the whole world will hear us very well. But for now, please
Yeah.
manage the basic law of physics that we are using to connect with you all. Okay, just manage it. All right. Um, so she has already given us a hint of what shaped her passion for community service as well. Despite being a first class graduate of a noble profession from us, she already walked us through that. Well, we still want to progress because there is a lot to know. We are here to hit the big meat of why we are here today in the first place. Okay, so now um, you founded the RHAAP initiative. The RHAAP
Yeah.
initiative, that is the Rural Health Access and Awareness Project. This
Yeah.
is a project and initiative that is not so common. It's not so common in our locality. Yeah, if unless unless I'm not really reading wide or looking around, it's not something that we see, especially in the field of medical sciences or from experts in the medical field. But you founded
Yeah.
it. Aha. Can you please tell inspire the creation of rap?
Okay. Was founded from my first-hand experience here in this locality. When I came here, I had the initiative to, but I've never personally lived in a rural area all my life. So I came here for, I'll be here for a while. So I noticed firsthand, and I know that this is the time to start this up. I've had the initiative for a while, but I've never gotten the opportunity, or let me say, the proper setting. So this came when I came and I noticed the limitations, which included gaps in healthcare services and other challenges that are not so common, like distance. Most times now, this is a rural environment. I'm using my locality here as a case study. This is the rural environment, and it is surrounded by other communities too. It's just like an island community, right? So there are other communities that are
Yes.
in different areas within the island, like within the waters. If you're going through the water, you'll be passing through different communities that are the island or a community on their own. Now, such localities, they don't have, most of them don't have proper health facilities, or the distance to this location where I'm, because this community has the general hospital, right? Most others do not. So most times cases like this, they have to come across with the boat or the whatever, they'll cross them over to this side. Now, this distance is a barrier to healthcare. Secondly, lack of awareness. Most of them are not aware, right? They might want to do that, but they, because they don't know it, so they cannot know when they are not doing that. So when I noticed the lack of awareness, I noticed the challenge like cost of transportation, limited resources, trust in healthcare. So this need to like start this up. Now, most times, another thing I noticed was lack of health information, because most times things that happen are because they lack information, especially in the younger ones. That's why I started working with youths or with students, because yes, you can create a long-term improvement in their health, if you start with the youth, because sometimes it's difficult to change adults because they're already grown, right?
Very
So most
true.
times you have to
Very true.
inculcate younger ones first. So that is why I started with the students, younger students. I educated them on adolescent health, on sexual education and reproductive health, importance of learning these things, importance of education also, because most times they don't know this thing because they don't want to focus on education, or because they think that that is not the way out, because I feel they are limited here because they don't know things that are outside, because most of them have not left their community before. So you see they are kind of limited in a lot of ways. So when you expose them to the fact that there's something beyond justice your locality, there are things that you do here that are not the right things to do, because everyone is doing it doesn't mean it's the right thing to do, right? And even if you check statistics or research, you see that there are high rates of adolescent pregnancies in most rural areas. There are actually different studies or reports on that across Africa. I'm not just talking about Nigeria now. Across Africa, there's like some of these countries have up to two times compared to the urban regions. So these are what one of what the information I'm trying to pass to them also on their menstrual health, also impacting them on menstrual hygiene, because most of them they don't know this. It might be the simplest things to know outside, but they don't know them. Most of them don't know them, or they just focus on information gotten from their peers, and sometimes the information that is passed from one person to another might end up losing the capacity of truth in it. So they just anything they say, this person says it does, or this person said she does, they take it as the truth. So these are what inspired me to carry out or start up this project here.
Wow, awesome, awesome. That's really insightful. Now, building on that, you just mentioned that you are currently in a rural place, a rural area. I understand that is in Bayelsa State. Okay, a
Yes,
community in Brass, that is Brass. Okay, and
yes,
truly is quite material, it's quite material. And the people there are underserved, grossly underserved. So your recent outreach in that community is offering free consultations, right? Malaria testing, HIV screening, and medication. So, why are initiatives of this kind critical in rural communities? Not just in Tuambras, but other rural communities across Africa. Why are such initiatives critical for us? Okay, um, okay, it's like she got off the live, the internet issue as usual. So please, ladies and gentlemen, let's stay put. Okay, the internet glitch. She'll be back. She'll be back. At least in the meantime, if you have questions, like I said, if you have questions, feel free to drop the questions in the chat box. We'll attend to them while we wait for Cynthia's return. The internet really is disturbing in this part of the world. We cannot announce this, over and over again. We can't announce it enough. So please bear with us. All right. So while we await the return of our special guests, if you have questions, feel free, have it dropped. Okay. Feel free to drop them in the chat box, and it will be taken care of. It definitely will be taken care of. All right. So let's hold tight for Cynthia's return. This is the month of celebrating women. We're celebrating women, all their feats, their achievements, their sacrifices, both young and old. And you see that so far, women in Africa are really representing. They're really representing um, all our guests so far for this month. They have different things for us to think about, for us to take home with in terms of leadership, as well as helping the young generation coming up, for them to have a special focus. So let's hold on, please. Let's hold on, please, for our guest. She is an internet issue. Remember, she is currently carrying out humanitarian services in a locality, an interior locality. All right, so we can just imagine for those of us who who are actually city dwellers, those of us who live in towns and cities, we know that it's not that easy. The internet is not that easy with us. It's not been so kind to us, but we still keep pushing. So, how much more interior localities, the villages, and all that? So, please, let's hold on for our show, the back, and it's hopefully the internet will permit her to come tell us more about her rap project. There is so much we can learn from the initiation or the initiative rather of this access to health that she has opened to localities like this. And possibly we can borrow a leaf or two and see how we can extend this to other rural areas across Nigeria and by extension Africa. That is the hope of what we are doing here, what we hope to achieve at the end of the day. So we are waiting for her. Remember what I said. If you have questions, feel free to drop your questions. When Cynthia is back, she would um, address your questions. Whatever thing you want to know about what she's doing, about her profession, you just name them. Okay, just name them. She'll be back. She'll be back to take us or walk us through. Internet connectivity in this part of the world, well, it's quite a huge flex. Really, it is. That is fine. It's fine. What we go through to ensure we keep you informed. Our beloved Africa. Dear Africa and Africans around you, we go through to keep you informed on a regular. Very soon it could be my turn. The internet might whisk me away. Okay. Our guest is back. Our guest is back.
So sorry for that. The network is terrible. So sorry
Our
for
guest is
breaking
back.
transmission. I apologize for that.
Although she's back, this is what we experience a lot. You're welcome back, Cynthia. You're welcome back.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Um, at least while you were away, I
Okay.
was just engaging our viewers. You know,
Okay.
not really engaging, but reminding them this is something that we are all in together.
Can you hear me? I didn't get what you were saying.
Oh, the internet actually was messing up badly. That's why it has really been bad. I noticed that it has really been poor. There was this internet or network downtime since yesterday. It was quite extreme. So whatever our viewers are experiencing in their life, I believe they can identify with us and bear with us. But whatever the case, internet glitch or not, knowledge must be served on today's table, and they are going to feast. on it. Okay. Okay. Let's just read the question that was asked before the internet disrupted our conversation. It's like some questions are beginning to come in, but let's just handle the one that is pending. All right. So before that network interruption or interference, I was asking about your recent outreach, in Tom Brass in Bayelsa State, where you currently are serving. You are serving them in terms of humanity. You're serving humanity health-wise. So your recent outreach, to my knowledge, is offering them free consultations, malaria testing, HIV screening, because you even mentioned sexual health of the youth in particular and all that. They need mentorship seriously. Certain illnesses will not be spread like wildfire. So your recent outreach even offer medications. So why are such initiatives critical in rural communities, not just in Swampgrass, in Bayelsa State, across Africa, across Nigeria, across Africa,
Okay.
and every other countries in Africa? Like, why are such initiatives critical for our rural communities?
Okay. Thank you very much, Patience. I hope you can hear me. Um, I think it is critically needed in rural areas because these areas have a high percentage of poverty rates. Do you understand? So most times they focus their energy on getting what to eat. They're like ignoring their health till it is critical, right? Now, most people love free
Yeah.
things and so we use what people love to get to them to help them. Now, if you announce now, because for this my outreach coming up next tomorrow, we have pasted banners, we've used the town criers to announce to them. That way, they are getting aware that something like this is happening. If these things don't come to them, they will not be aware, right? Even if you hold such activity, but you don't create that awareness, you have to tell them because they might not read every poster you put. You have to say it in their dialect for them to understand. So if someone comes to carry out this kind of thing and you don't get get them in the place or the areas they will feel it to get it to not pass the required aim to not gain you will not gain what you want to achieve, right? So it is important to carry out these such activities in these areas because one, the poverty rate, two, people are very ignorant about their health here. Like they are actually, from what I've noticed, they are willing to know as long as you create the awareness, they're willing to participate as long as they are aware of what you're doing. So because of the lack of that awareness, it is needed for such activities to be carried out. So when such activities comes up now, you now tell them, okay, since I'm checking your BP today, make sure you check it again in the next 2 months or the next week, or depending on how the person's case is. Now you're creating awareness, you're impacting them that okay, you need to be checking this regularly. Don't just wait till another free outreach comes. So this is why these activities are important in such areas. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hear me now. I think I was the one the internet practically yanked off. Because at a stage, I couldn't really see anything. Nothing was being displayed until the visuals. All right. So we have some questions coming in already. Let's take okay. Let's honor our viewers, please. Let's honor our viewers. They are here. So that's the first question. It's coming from straight from YouTube. In your experience, what are the most common health conditions people ignore until they become serious?
Okay, most times the most this is my environment where I am currently. I will say it is hypertension and increased blood sugar because these are pointers. You might be having a cardiac issue or a heart issue. Most times it starts presenting maybe with increased blood pressure or pain in your heart region. Most people ignore that, right? Most people ignore that. They might just feel, because I'm stressed, that's why it's happening. No. If you constantly check your blood pressure, you will notice when something is going off. You don't have to wait. And nowadays, you don't have to wait to be an elderly person to check your blood pressure because many things can happen. So I feel hypertension is one that should be properly noticed because if you ignore it, it can lead to other so many other stuffs. You can just stay and then you just fall down. So nobody will know where issues come from. Maybe that you allowed your blood pressure to go way contained, so you just have to collapse.
Wow.
And sometimes might when you collapse, you not be able to recover, or you might fall into one other issue, or the one of the major thing we should look out for both the young and the old, please, and blood sugar. What we eat now, outside Nigeria, most places, most of us eat processed food. Most times we eat more of carbohydrates or high sugar containing meals, right? So because you don't know that this, you might just feel you're enjoying yourself, but spending your money. You don't know you are causing another problem for yourself. Most people don't check their sugar level. I'm being honest with you until it is critical or so it's already too high or they're already exhibiting signs and symptoms of a high sugar level. However, when it starts, it actually gives you minor signs, weakness, but you don't take it as anything because you feel it's just because I stressed myself or because I ate late or something. So we should take note of everything. Even heck, you cannot have your head can't ache if something is not going wrong. It can be from stress, but something always triggers something that's not okay. As little as having headaches. So do not just ignore any as small as headache can be. It can be very deadly to some because it might get to a point you ignore the main cause of that headache and then it turns into something else. So
That's great. All right, that's quite an insightful one. I agree with you. If when it comes to what we eat, all of us collectively we need deliverance. We no longer eat the way we're supposed to people again. Most of our foods are processed. We hardly eat that is being gotten from the ground as it should be. Atoms Ah, here we go. Okay, Cynthia is back. Cynthia is back to the life.
So sorry for that. I've
Oh,
been switching in between two networks, trying to see which one is going to work better.
same here. The same here. The same here. You know, the battle is really intense. Like the
That's
struggle
fine.
is tough. But we'll talk it out better. Okay, so I was about to show or display the question. We have a lot of questions. If time do not permit us to answer everyone, please bear with us. So let's display the second question coming from YouTube as well. As someone working at the intersection of AI and legal tech, okay, if I may ask, how can AI and digital tools be deployed to improve healthcare outreach, patient tracking, and education areas?
Okay, thank you very much. One thing I works, it doesn't work. Just a particular company that does that. Use of tech to deliver to just every company that do that. Just a particular international organization that sends in medication using drones to such this location. Now, if this technology can be expanded to Nigerian companies or African companies, right? If you can utilize the use of drones, it's going to be very easy because there are some medication that will be prescribed now, for instance, here. And that patient cannot get it in the whole of this community, cannot get it. Yeah, the patient has to go to the town, like around 2 hours plus on water using the speedboat or more than 8 hours using the local boat. Now, imagine such cases. Imagine this is an emergency case now, and there is nothing the patient can use, not because it is not available, but because it is not in this locality, right? And of course, the facility cannot stock up all medications because financial resources are not readily available. So you have to focus on the easily or the most frequent medications that are prescribed. So cases where someone is prescribed a medication that is not commonly used or commonly prescribed, a particular specific condition that is rare. Now, the prescription of medication for you, you have to go far and beyond. And imagine if it's an emergency case, you can't get that drug here, what can happen? So, if you can to improve, if you can use improve the use of drones by these companies or make it something that is easily accessible and not expensive because you cannot expect someone that is earning how much or any livelihood through fishing to be able to afford just sending in just one medication using the drone. So if such can be made readily available at a very low cost, it is going to improve healthcare outreach. And patient tracking, you can also use nowadays there are apps to use now. Even though most of them here do not, most young ones have now, but most of the elderly ones do not have access to Android phones or and all that. So if we can make the facilities here to have such devices where they can impute the data of patients that come in, that way you can track them, but they don't use them here, right? Another challenge is the network issues, the cost financing the data and all that. So if something can be done to provide this software and devices that can be used to track patients. It's so that each patient that comes in, data is taken, the number is stored in the facility that even if the person operating it is not available, someone else can also always get through to those patients. So that by that way we can track patients that are on a medication for a long time. Also on the education aspect, there's a recent increase in the use of AI videos on social media to pass in health information. This is a way of improving education. Now, if you want to bring down to the rural areas, they also have access to phones. but not so well. So we can at least utilize that particular one, the best way we can, because of course you cannot give everybody Android devices and some of them might not be able to operate it because all they think about is how to earn a livelihood. So I just feel these are the ways which we can improve healthcare outreach here.
So it's just going on and off. Wonderful, wonderful internet issue we are battling. Okay, there's another question from same YouTube user. Meet us to stream this question seamlessly. Okay. Okay. So that's it. That's the question. What has right? Did you get that? Okay, that should be from one of the thing behind. Wow, it disappeared. Okay. What opportunities exist for professionals in AI and legal tech to support organizations like RAP beyond funding?
Okay, a way that um, such professionals can support the project aside funding, which is a major part, aside it, will be in creating social media content and such that can be shared, making like videos and all these digital awareness, health awareness content or materials that can be shared, because some this is not just the only area that is a rural area. There are other areas and other people. So if we create health awareness, if we create health awareness digitally, it can go far and wide, because I can or we can only do what we can here, right? But a way, because the world is going digital and global, a way to get across to other persons is by
Yes.
using the digital means. So if you can make if such professionals can assist or support by, yeah, improving digital health using the AI technology, the artificial intelligence, right? Using such technologies to improve the widespread of health education is going to really go far. Because, like I said, the younger ones here, most, if not all of them, have mobiles. They go online, they see stuff. So if we can spread this information about health awareness, creating more health awareness, reasons, attractive, right now, attractive content that can hold users' attention span. Because nowadays, most of the youths or most of us, we have a very low attention span. So if you can create interesting um, content that can be published digitally, I feel that will go a very long way to support our RAP project.
No. I hope the internet has not wakes me out again.
No, I can
Because I'm
hear
finding it
you.
difficult. You can hear me, right? Okay, fine. So,
Yeah.
Cox Dapper, I hope your question has been satisfactorily taken. We still have more questions coming, and YouTubers. These people keep submitting the LinkedIn people to their game. LinkedIn, well, they watch and learn. Okay, we have a question from YouTube as well. You have dedicated time and resources to helping undeserved communities. Have you personally experienced the gain that comes from giving? That's funny. So that's a question for you, Cynthia,
Okay.
that comes from giving. You
What
have experienced the gain.
Okay, personally, it depends on, for me, everybody gain have different things that they see as gain.
Mm-hmm.
My major aim is actually to ensure that I improve um, community awareness on health and also improve, right? That is, if I
Mm,
can achieve that, that is actually a gain for me. And so far,
mm,
I would say I've not been long, not stayed for long in just in this, but my other experiences in other places and working in community environment and all that. I will say, of course, I've gained quite a lot. So while as living rural environment aside, working in the community setting is actually fulfilling for me because it's something I like. When you know a situation where someone comes in, I'm like I am okay from the last time I came in. That's fulfillment it gives, right? And even here too, when we hosted the menstrual health outreach in schools, when you give girls sanitary pads, you get questions from them and you're wondering, are you sure it's just because I gave them sanitary pads they are saying all this? Or the appreciation, the joy in their faces, the information they gain. Because while I'm using the menstrual hygiene outreach in schools for as an example, I made sure I educated them on menstrual health, not just the girls, but including the boys, because I feel that if you don't know something, you don't know how to go with it. So when I noticed I spoke to the boys too, and then they asked questions, they were like knowing something for the first time. That way, it's going to be this is going to create better outcome for the children, for the young ones in the future. And that long term investment is what I am also looking at, not just the now, right? So the fact that I know that I've impacted in them, and it's not just going to end today. They are going to make use of it in the future. So I feel I've gained a lot. I've gained a lot, honestly.
mm. Okay, internet issues as usual. But I be heard, right? Yes,
Yeah,
that
I can hear
question, that's
you.
another question that has been taken care of. All right. So, our viewers, thanks so much. More questions are coming in, but unfortunately, we cannot take every. All right. Cynthia is on LinkedIn. She's on LinkedIn, so you can always connect with her. You can meet her and ask questions. Maybe anyone that we cannot entertain while on this live, because we are not meant to exceed 3,600 seconds. That is the 1 hour. That is the goal of this. So, if there are still other things you want to know, other questions you really want to be entertained, please kindly reach out to her via LinkedIn. She's on LinkedIn, and you'll also see maybe opportunity for you to connect with her. You can send her an email as well. If you want to be part of the RHAAP initiative in any way, or you want to know more about it, you do well to send a mail. I believe you can see our contact information being displayed right here on the screen. Okay, so please take advantage of that. Well, Cynthia, I have one more question to ask you, please.
Okay.
I think this is more of should I say a participatory thing, a community thing. One tree cannot make a forest.
Of
So
course.
if every professional listening today while we are discussing in this life, every professional out there committed to giving
think the network is bad. I can't hear her. I think we've lost her. We lost you.
I think the internet has succeeded in bringing me back.
Can I hear you now?
Connection loss. I think it will soon bring me back. The internet clearly is not smiling. The internet is not smiling clearly.
Hi.
It's not smiling. Cynthia, please, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
You can hear me? Okay. Did you get the question I was asked before I
No, I
was
didn't get.
removed?
I didn't get
Did
your question.
you get the question I was asking, please?
No, I did not. I think your net is very bad. I like my go soon. It's almost 1 hour.
Ah, at last. Okay, finally.
I can hear you.
Hmm. What is relief?
Can you
this
hear?
this one was really really hot. The attack was intense, but I'm back. I'm back.
Yeah, that's
I went, I saw, and I returned.
great.
Cynthia, please, can you hear me? Can you confirm if you can hear me?
Yeah, I can. I can
This
hear
is
you.
funny. All right. So, by any means, please. I hope you got the question I asked before I was forcefully ejected from the life.
No, I did not.
Hello, Cynthia. Can you hear me? Can I be heard clearly?
I did not get the.
I believe I'm back to this life.
I can hear you, but I did not get your question earlier.
Hello, Cynthia.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh my god, I can't hear you. Welcome back. Network is so terrible.
Wow, just wow. Just wow. See networks to find my way back here. Hi, Cynthia.
This is so bad.
Cynthia, please, can you confirm if you can hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me, please? I wonder what really,
Yeah, I can.
why the network or why the internet seems so terrible today. I just wonder. I really wonder why.
It's all good. So I logged out. Battery is low.
Okay. All right, Cynthia, please, can you confirm if you can hear me?
Yeah, I can.
The internet is something else. Can you please confirm if you can hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, this is horrible. This is more than
Can you hear
horrible.
me?
Please, we our dear audience, bear with us. Bear with us. The internet mishap has. This is pure internet terrorism. Okay, okay, here we are. This is a real case of network terrorism. So sorry everyone for keeping you this long. We never intended to stay this much. I believe strongly that maybe the last person that was asked was taken care of very well by Cynthia before I was massively attacked by the internet bandit. I have to keep changing between networks. Ah, today's own
No,
seem to be
that's
wonderful, to be the highest. Well, whatever the case, we are very grateful. We thank you very much, Cynthia, for your time and for coming to share your inspiring journey with us today. You have reminded us that true leadership is not measured by success, it's not by how much you have hammered, but by the lives we impact. Life is
yeah.
more about creating impact than just making income. And that is what
Yeah.
Cynthia's story today have taught us. So we are really grateful, and to everyone who joined us and managed all the internet issue that we keep facing. Thank you so much. Please, if anything, take something home. Have this in mind that when we give purposefully in life, we surely will gain collectively. Always have that in mind, please. We thank you once again for being part of this conversation, and we really appreciate having Cynthia with us. Cynthia Obi, it has been a wonderful time with you. Despite the
Yeah.
internet back and forth, we're able to push. So at this time, we'll have to say goodbye.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the time and keep up the good work.
Oh, definitely we will. Thanks for the encouragement. And all the best for your outreach on Saturday. We hope that more
Thank you
persons will
very
be
much.
really impacted. And for those
I
who are
hope
in
so too.
Bayelsa or maybe close by, neighboring states will be part of this. I think it's something that we all can do together.
Mm.
Okay, so if you're in River State, if you're in Delta State, those two states are the closest states to Bayelsa. Even if you're in Edo State or Akwa Ibom State, other South zones, at least be the first to key in on this, please. Be part of it and let this weekend outreach be a huge success. Let's try our best to keep our rural brothers and sisters, those rural dwellers, they should not be left out, please. So thank you once more. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much for
And
having me.
always, we hope to have you next time to learn more from you because knowledge from someone like you is inexhaustive. So to our dear audience, it's nice being with you again.
Yeah.
So
All right. Thank you.
bye
Bye.
bye. We've come to the end. Goodbye, everyone.